Infinity Stone Ultron might have saved episode 7 of What If, but might he destroy the multiverse? And why is iced out Ultron a bigger threat than a zombie Thanos and any of the other cliffhangers that we've seen throughout the series? Let's break this all down and get sweaty in the dojo. I am your Normie Sensei Master Kunch here with Normies to Nerds, where we take normies and turn them into nerds here in our dojo. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we are on the grind to 250 subs. While What If episode 7 was a bit of a letdown for me, Ultron came in and saved the day like much of the other episodes that we've seen throughout the series. The cliffhanger has become the money shot. And who was expecting to see Ultron in Vision's body iced out with all 6 Infinity Stones? Now I'm trying to figure out what Ultron's purpose is and what Ultron could be doing. And I think to do that, you gotta go back to his first appearance in the Age of Ultron. Remember, Ultron's goal was to replace life with, he was this close to taking the form that he needed to succeed, and that is taking over Vision's vibranium body. While the Avengers were able to stop that from happening and created Vision with the Mind Stone and being able to defeat Ultron, either way, all this to say, I'd take it that in this universe, Ultron ultimately won and got his vision, and his plan was being put into place. He seemed to have taken over Earth and taken over the cosmos and taking over the universe. I mean, how else would he get all 6 Infinity Stones? But I don't think his plan stopped there. I think in this case, he's going on to try to take over the entire multiverse. And that could be what is happening here. Ultron expanding out, going through the multiverse, and spreading that android love throughout the entire cosmos. And with 6 Infinity Stones engraved in his body, like, bruh, who's gonna stop him, right? Now you might say, but Master Kunch, could he just not be from Party Thor's universe? And to that, I'd say I got a couple of answers as to why it's no. He, to me, is definitely multiversal. First off, the color of the portal. The portal that he comes through, it comes out of thin air, and it seems a little bit like it's the Space Stone type of portal, except it's not blue. It is pretty much goldish orange color. In fact, the only other portals that we've seen that are similar in any way are the Sling Ring portals and the Temp Pass that they use in the TVA and Loki to go from timeline to timeline. Again, both of those have the ability to either go to a dimension or to a point in the timeline. So with that, I'm thinking it's safe to say that this portal that Ultron is coming through is a multiversal portal. Now, how did he come up with that? I think that one, he either used that AI brain of his to make a device that would allow him to travel between the timelines, but also it's possible that he could have used all 6 Infinity Stones in a way that we've never seen used before to be able to jump across timelines and take his minions, his Ultrons with him. Now, the other clue is in the episode's details. Like Homegirl from WandaVision said, the devil's in the details, man. The episode takes place with Thor destroying the Earth with his party. And the whole time, S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't call on Tony Stark. They don't call on Captain America. They don't call on the Avengers. They're nowhere to be found during this whole scenario. They call on Captain Marvel to take care of it. Now that gives me a clue that maybe the Avengers just haven't assembled yet. If we're thinking about this, this takes place during the time of Thor 1. So maybe in this universe, that plan to bring together a team has not been enacted yet. Maybe in this universe, Tony Stark might not even be Iron Man in this universe, and Cap could have possibly not even been found yet. So with that being said, I think it's clear to say that the events of Age of Ultron wouldn't have happened yet in this universe, and that there is no evidence that the Avengers were around to even create Ultron. Because remember, Thor had a huge role to play in creating Vision in that body as well. Now, another clue to prove that Ultron is multiversal is the fact that S.H.I.E.L.D. or nobody else seems to be aware of this threat. Everybody's focused on Party Thor, but Party Thor could have been something as to where it could have been on the back burner if you got somebody like Ultron perfecting his plan to wipe out the human race. So I'm thinking that the fact that S.H.I.E.L.D. was not concerned, or that S.H.I.E.L.D. had no mention of Ultron, I'm thinking they would even try to maybe even use Thor to defeat Ultron, right? But the fact that they had none of those things on their radar makes it feel like the time that this iced out Ultron popped up with all 6 Infinity Stones on Earth, that it was this Earth's first time encountering an Ultron. So yeah, Ultron is definitely from the multiverse. But what makes him so special? Like, what makes Ultron the type of threat that's bigger than even a zombie Thanos? Well, one, he has cracked open the multiverse. I mean, he is one of a few characters that we've seen that's able to travel from timeline to timeline. I mean, other than Mwatu and the TVA agents that we saw in Loki, nobody else really has that ability to jump from timeline to timeline that we've seen so far. And I think that's what this show has been leading up to, a multiversal threat for all of these characters that we've seen throughout the series to handle. Now, spoiler warning from this point on, just in case I'm right with my prediction, but I think something is going to happen with Ultron that is going to make MY2 interfere. I mean, we've already seen how he let Doctor Strange destroy an entire universe, and he did nothing. So if, in order for him to interfere, I feel like it would have to be a threat that really comes after the entire multiverse here. And Ultron seems to be that guy. Now, I have seen on social media some of the optimism fading that we will see these characters interact at some point in this series. I mean, we only have 2 episodes left at this point, but one thing to keep in mind is that we have seen these characters interact in trailers, and we have not seen that yet. Now, it is possible that they are showing us scenes from season 2. Like, it's improbable, but it is possible. But I will say, I think that would come in this season. And I think ultimately we have seen 2 scenes. One, Doctor Strange is talking to Peggy Carter, and in a recent trailer that they dropped, you see Thor talking to Doctor Strange. Oh, and you also have that multiversal Avenger type of roundup shot that we got in the first trailer as well. So that has me thinking, how in the world will all of these people come together? Well, there is a car ad spot out there that kind of teases this a little bit. You have all multiversal Avengers fighting the Ultron army in the desert that we saw at the end of this episode 7. And guess who else is there interfering? Mwatu. So I'm thinking that could even be a little bit of a hint that Ultron is a villain that is going to be bringing this team together. And I think Mwatu is going to be the one to interfere by bringing these people together from different universes, plucking that Doctor Strange out of that diamond type of shape universe he was in at the end of his episode, and bringing them together to handle this multiversal threat. But yeah, out of all the cliffhanger threats that we've seen, I definitely feel like Ultron will be the one to pay off this season. And yo, that would bring this season finale to a close with a bang. I mean, think about it. The Avengers having to fight off an iced out Ultron, like, that is something that would definitely earn them their stripes and being able to defeat him. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we are on the grind to 250 subs. And we stream here 2 nights a week on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights at 9:30. I am your Normie Sensei Master Country with Normies Nerds. I will see you all on the next video.